The next race we're going to be going over is one of the bad guy races, and this is the Romulans. Now, the Romulans can be a more complicated race to play, although, as I've said before, compared to the way it is in normal Starfleet battles, this race will be a walk in the park. But one of the most special things that this ship can do is it can cloak. Now, if you've ever watched a Star Trek movie or the television show or whatever, you have seen that happen on the screen when they say, Captain, he's cloaking. So it's cloaked. So when this, during movement, when the player says, I'm going to cloak my ship, he puts counters under his ship and say it's cloaking. So it takes one turn, so that turn, it's cloaking. So what does that mean? When I fire on that, and we'll go over that later in combat, I'll take a penalty because just like in a TV show or in the movies, it's shimmering. It's kind of there and it's not there, right? Then the next turn, because I've said I've cloaked, the ship miniature is removed from the game, and now all we have is the counters. You have 3 of them. You can move them any way that the movement of the ship may allow, and only you know which one is the real one. Until you say, I'm uncloaking. Back go all the markers. The ship goes there again, and then we have the shimmering effect going on where it takes a penalty to be shot at. There are other restrictions that'll happen that affect different things, but again, we'll go over that when the time comes. Now, the other thing that is unique to the Romulan ships is they have plasma torpedoes, as we've talked about before. Now, what plasma torpedoes are, they're a seeking weapon. What does that mean? That means if I fire it on another ship, so if I was to fire that plasma torpedo on this ship here, it doesn't directly damage it immediately. I drop a plasma torpedo down. We'll just say for the sake of argument, this is a plasma torpedo. And that plasma then will go after that ship. It'll chase it down and try and kill it. That's what this ship can do. Again, there are rules that apply as to how much damage the torpedo does, how fast it moves, that type of things. But know that that's the special of this ship, is that it can launch a plasma torpedo. Now, the other thing that this has, is we've talked about this earlier, if you remember, the Federation on their main weapon has that 180-degree FA. So everything in front of where I put those 2 pencils, that ship can fire on. That's forward half, FH. Now this one has FA. FA arcs. If you notice, that's why we're going to play in a hex thing. See this hex line you can follow? I'm going to put my pen down on it. Everything in here, all the way out, it can be shot at. But if my ship was over here, you can't shoot at me because I'm not in your weapon arc. You'll find that all the races besides the Federation will have limitations on their weapons arcs. You'll see the weapons chart here, and there's an arc there. And if you look at that, you can see different letters in there, but that'll be explained later, that are not that hard. Trust me, it may sound like it is, but it's not, about what position you can shoot and what you can shoot from the different arcs. And again, the hexes will really help you with that because the lines are already there, where the ship is positioned. That's why the stand looks like this, so that when you place your ship to the front of the hex, and then you can see where you are corresponding to all the different arcs that your ship may have in the lines of the thing. That about is it for the Romulans. They have phasers just like everybody else, and they work just like everyone else's. Their special is the plasma torpedo.